I'm luring Bricks inside when it passes out front. I watch it crawl down the street for the longest time till I get to the scene to alert somebody. Daddy. He looks up from pulling weeds around his bell peppers. Are they for real with that? The tank resembles the one they show on the news when talking about war in the Middle East. It's the size of two Hummers. The blue and white lights on the front make the street almost as bright as it is in daytime. An officer is positioned on the top, wearing a vest and a helmet. He points his rifle ahead. A voice booms from the armored vehicles. All persons found violating the curfew will be subject to arrest. Daddy pulls some weed. Some bullshit. Bricks follows a piece of bologna I dangle in front of him, all the way to his spot in the kitchen. He sits there all content, chomping on it and the rest of his food. Bricks won't act crazy as long as Daddy's home. All the kids are kind of like Bricks, really. Daddy being home means Mama won't sit up all night. Sakani won't flinch at all, or all the time, and Seven won't have to be the man of the house. I'll sleep better too. Daddy comes in, dusting cake dirt off his hands. Then Rose is dying. Bricks, you've been pissing on my roses? Bricks' head perks up. He locks his eye with Daddy, but eventually lowers his head. I bet not catch you doing it, Daddy says, or we gonna have a problem. Brick lowers his eyes too. I grab a paper towel and a slice of pizza from the box on the counter. This is like my fourth slice tonight. Mama bought two huge pieces from Sal's on the other side of the freeway. Italians own it, so the pizza's thin, herby. Is that the word? And good. You finished your homework? Daddy asked. Yep, a lie. He washes his hands at the kitchen sink. Got any tests this week? Trig on Friday. You study for it? Yep, another lie. Good. He gets the grapes out of the refrigerator. You still got that old laptop? That one you had before we bought you that expensive ass fruit one? I laughed. It's an Apple MacBook, Daddy. And it damn sure wasn't the price of an Apple. Anyway, you got that old one? Yeah. Good. Give it to Seven. Tell him to look over it and make sure it's aight. I want Devontae to have it. Why? You pay bills? No. Then I ain't gonna answer that. That's how he gets out of almost every argument with me. I should buy one of those cheap magazine subscriptions and say, yeah, I pay a bill and what? It won't matter though. I head to my room after I finish my pizza. Daddy's already gone to his and Mama's room. Their TV's on and they're both laying on their stomachs on the bed. One of her legs on his as she types on her laptop. It's oddly adorable. Sometimes I watch them to get an idea of what I want one day. You still aren't mad at me about Devontae? Daddy asks her. She doesn't answer, keeping her eyes on the laptop. He scrunches up his nose and gets all in her face. You still mad at me, huh? You still mad at me? She laughs and playfully pushes at him. Move, boy, no. I'm not mad at you. Now give me a grape. He grins and feeds her a grape, and I just can't. The cuteness is too much. Yeah, they're my parents, but they're OTP. Seriously. Daddy watches whatever she's doing on the computer, feeding her grapes every time he eats one. She's probably uploading the latest family snapshots on Facebook for our out-of-town relatives. With everything that's going on, what can she say? Sakani saw cops harass his daddy, but he's doing so well in school. Hashtag proud mom. Or Star saw her best friend die. Keep her in your prayers, but my baby made the honor roll again. Hashtag blessed. Or even tanks are rolling by outside, but Seven's been accepted into 6 colleges so far. Hashtag he is going places. I go to my room, both my old and new laptops on my desk, which is a mess. There's a huge pair of Daddy's Jordans next to my laptop. The yellow bottom of the sneakers face the lamp, and a layer of saran wrap protects my concoction of detergent and toothpaste that I'll eventually clean. Watching yellow sods turn icy again is satisfying as squeezing a blackhead and getting out the gunk out. Amazing. According to the lie I told Daddy, my homework's supposed to be done, but I've been on a Tumblr break. AKA, I haven't started my homework and I spent the last 2 hours on Tumblr. I started a new blog, The Cleo I Know. It doesn't have my name on it, just picture the Cleo. The first one, he was 13 with an afro. Uncle Carlos took us to a ranch so we could get a taste of country life. And Cleo's looking side-eyed at the horse that's beside him. I remember him saying, if that thing makes a wrong move, I'm running. On Tumblr, I captioned the picture, the Cleo I know was afraid of animals. I tagged it with his name. One person liked it and reblogged it, then another, and another. That made me post more pictures, like the one of us in a bathtub when we fought. You can't see our private parts because of all the suds, and I'm looking away from the camera. Miss Rosa lies sitting on the side of the tub, beaming at us, and Khalil's beaming right back at her. I wrote, the Khalil I know loves bubble baths almost as much as he loved his grandma. In just 2 hours, hundreds of people liked and reblogged the pictures. I know it's not the same as getting on the news like Kenya said, but I hope it helped. It's helping me at least. Other people posted about Khalil, uploaded artwork of him, posted pictures of him that they show on the news. I think I've reblogged every single one. Funny thought, somebody posted a video clip of Tupac from back in the day. Okay, so every video clip of Tupac is from back in the day. He's got a little kid on his lap wearing a backwards snapback that would be fly now. He explains thug life like Khalil said he did. They hate you give little infant fucks everybody. Pac spells out fucks because the kid is looking dead in the face. When Khalil told me what it meant, I kind of understood it. I really understand it now. I grabbed my old laptop when my phone buzzed on my desk. Mama returned it earlier. Hallelujah. Thank you, Black Jesus. She said it's only in case there's another situation at school. I got it back, though. Don't really care why. I'm hoping it's a text from Kenya. I sent her a link to my new Tumblr earlier. Thought she'd like to see it since she's kind of pushed me to do it. But it's Chris. He took note from 7 with all his cap texts. Oh my god, this Fresh Prince episode, Will's dad didn't take him with him. That asshole came back and left him again. Now he's having a breakdown with Uncle Phil. My eyes are sweating. Understandable. That's seriously the saddest episode ever. I text Chris back. Sorry, sad face, and your eyes aren't sweating. You're crying, babe. He replies, lies. I say, you ain't gotta lie, Craig. You ain't gotta lie. He responds, did you really use a line from Friday on me? So watching 90s movies kind of our thing too. I text back, yep, winky face. He replies, bye, Felicia. I take the laptop to 7's room. Phone in hand, in case Chris has another Fresh Prince breakdown. Some raggedy chants meet me in the hallway, followed by Kendrick Lamar rapping about being a hypocrite. 7 sits on the side of a lower bunk and opens a computer tower at his feet. With his head down, his dreads hang loosely and make a curtain in front of his face. Devontae sits cross-legged on the floor. His afro bobs to the song. A zombie version of Steve Jobs watches them from a poster on the wall along with all the superheroes and Star Wars characters. There's a Slytherin comforter on the bottom bunk. I swear I'll steal it that way. 7 and I are reverse Harry Potter fans. We like the movies first, then the books. I got Khalil and Natasha hooked on them too. Mama found the first movie for $1 at the thrift store when we lived in Cedar Grove Projects. 7 and I were Slytherins since almost all Slytherins were rich. When you're a kid in a one bedroom in the project, rich is the best thing anyone can be. 7 removes a silver box from the computer and examines it. It's not even that old. What are you doing? I ask. Big D asked me to fix his computer and needs some new DVD drives. He burnt his out making all of them bootlegs. My brother's the unofficial Garden Heights text guy. Old ladies, hustlers, and everyone in between pay him to fix their computers and phones. He makes good money like that too. A black garbage bag leans against the floor of the bunk bed with some clothes sticking out the top of it. Someone put it over the fence and left it in our front yard. 7, Sakane, and I found it when we came home from the store. We thought it may have been Devontae's, but 7 looked inside and everything in it belonged to him. The stuff he had at his mama's house. He called Leisha. She was putting him out. King told her to. 7, I'm sorry. It's okay, Star. But she shouldn't have. I said it's okay. He glances up at me. Alright? Don't sweat it. Alright. I say my phone vibrates. I hand Devontae the laptop and looked. Still no response from Kenya. Instead, it's a text from Maya. Are you mad at us? What's this for? Devontae asked, staring at the laptop. Daddy wants you to have it, but he said let Seven check it out first. I tell him as I reply to Maya. What do you think? What do you want me to have it for? Devontae asks. Maybe he wants to see if you actually know how to operate one, I tell Devontae. I know how to use a computer, Devontae says. He hits Seven, who's snickering. My phone buzzes 3 times. Maya has responded. Definitely mad. Can the 3 of us talk? Things have been awkward lately. Typical Maya. If Haley and I have any kind of disagreement, she tries to fix it. She has to know this won't be any kumbaya moment. I reply, okay, we'll let you know when I'm at my uncle's. Gunshots fire at rapid speed in the distance. I flinch. Goddamn machine guns, Daddy says. Folks acting like this is a war zone or some shit. No cussing, Daddy, Sakane says from the den. Sorry, man, I'll add $1 to the jar. 2, you said the GD word. I eat 2 star. I eat 2. Star, come to the kitchen for a second. In the kitchen, Mama speaks in her other voice on the phone. Yes, ma'am. We want the same thing. She sees me, and here's my lovely daughter now. Could you hold on, please? She covers the receiver. It's the DA. Would you like to... She would like to talk to you this week. Definitely not what I expected. Oh. Yeah, Mama says. Look, baby, if you're not comfortable with it, I am. I glance at Daddy. He nods. I can do it. Oh, she says, looking from me to Daddy and back. Okay, as long as you're sure, I think we should meet with Miss Ofra first, though. Possibly take her up on the offer to represent you. Definitely, Daddy says. I don't trust them folks at the DA office. So how about we see her tomorrow and meet with the DA later on this week, Mama asks. I grab another slice of pizza and take a bite. It's cold now. But cold pizza is the best. So 2 days of no school? Oh, you're going to school, she says. And did you eat any salad when you're eating all of that pizza? I had veggies, these little bitty peppers. They don't count when they're that little. Yes, they do. If babies can count as humans when they're little, veggies can count as veggies when they're little. That logic ain't working with me. So we'll meet with Miss Ofra tomorrow and the DA on Wednesday. Sound like a plan? Yeah, except the school part. Mama uncovers the phone. Sorry for the delay. We can come on Wednesday morning. In the meantime, tell your boys, the mayor and the police chief, to get them fucking tanks out of my neighborhood, Daddy says loudly. Mama swats them, but he's already going down the hall. Calm folks need to act peacefully, but rolling through here like we in a goddamn war. $2, Daddy, Sakane says. When Mama hangs up, it wouldn't kill me to miss 1 day of school. I don't want to be there if they try that protest mess again. I wouldn't be surprised if Remy tried to get a whole week off because of Khalil. I need 2 days, that's all. Mama raises her eyebrows. Okay, 1.5, please. She takes a deep breath and lets it out slowly. We'll sleep, but not a word to your brothers. You hear me? Basically, she said yes without saying yes outright. I can deal with that. Pastor Aldridge once preached that faith isn't just believing, but taking steps towards that belief. So when my alarm goes off Tuesday morning, by faith, I don't get up believing that Mama won't make me go to school. And to quote Pastor Aldridge, hallelujah, God shows up and shows out. Mama doesn't make me get up. I stay in bed listening as everyone else gets ready for the day. Sakane makes it his business to tell Mama I'm not up yet. Don't worry about her, she says. Worry about yourself. The TV in the den blares some morning news show, and Mama hums around the house. When Khalil and 115 are mentioned, the volume lowers a whole lot and doesn't go back up until political story comes on. My phone buzzes under my phone. I take it and look. Kenya finally texted back about my new Tumblr. She would make me wait for hours for a response, and her comment is short as hell. It's I roll my eyes. It's about as close as I'm going to get to a compliment from her. I text back, I love you too. Her response, I know, smiley face. She's so petty. Part of me wonders if she didn't respond last night because of the drama at her house. Daddy said King's still beating Leisha up. Sometime he hit Kenya and Lyric too. Kenya's not the type to talk about it like that. So I asked, everything okay? The usual, she writes back. Short, but it says enough. There isn't much I can do, so I just remind her, I'm here if you need me. Her response, you better be. See? Petty. Here's the messed up part about missing school. You wonder what you would be doing if you went. At 8, I figured Chris and I would just be getting to history since it's our first class on Tuesday. I sent him a quick text. Won't be at school today. 2 minutes later, he replies, are you sick? Need me to kiss it and make it feel better? Wink, wink. He seriously typed wink, wink instead of 2 wink emojis. I'll admit it, I smile. I write back, what if I'm contagious? He says, doesn't matter, I'll kiss you anywhere, wink, wink. I reply, is this another line? He responds in less than a minute, it's whatever you want it to be, love you, fresh princess. Pause. That L word completely catches me off guard, like a player from the other team stealing the ball right as you're about to make a layup. It takes all of your momentum and you spend a week wondering how that steal slipped on you. Yeah, Chris saying love you is like that, except I can't waste a week wondering about it. If I'm not answering, I'm answering, if that makes sense. The shot clock is winding down and I need to say something, but what? But not saying I before love you. He's making it more casual, seriously. Love you and I love you are different. Same team, different players. Love you isn't as forward or aggressive as I love you. Love you can slip up on you, sure, but it doesn't make an in-your-face slam dunk, more like a jump shot. 2 minutes pass. I need to say something. Love you too. It's as foreign as a Spanish word I haven't learned yet, but funny enough, it comes pretty easily. I get a wink emoji in return. Just Us for Justice occupies the old Taco Bell on Mongolian Avenue. Between the car wash and the cash advance place, Daddy used to take me and Seven to that Taco Bell every Friday and give us 99-cent tacos, cinnamon twists, and a soda to share. That was right after he got out of prison, when he didn't have a lot of money. He usually watched us eat. Sometimes he asked the manager, one of Mama's girlfriends, to keep an eye on us, and he went to the cash advance place next door. When I got older and discovered that presidents don't just show up, I realized Daddy always went over there around our birthdays and Christmas. Mama rings the doorbell at Just Us, and Miss Ofra lets us in. Sorry about that, she says, locking the door. It's just me here today. Oh, Mama says, where are your colleagues? Some of them are at the Garden Heights High doing a round table discussion. Others are leading a march of confrontation where Khalil was murdered. It's weird to hear someone say Khalil was murdered as easily as Miss Ofra does. She doesn't bite her tongue or hesitate. Short-walled cubicles take up most of the restaurant. They have almost as many posters as Seven has, but the kind Daddy would love, like Malcolm X standing next to a window holding a rifle, Huey Newton in prison with his fist up for Black Power, and photographs of the Black Panthers at rallies and giving breakfast for kids. Miss Ofra leads up to a cubicle next to the drive-thru window. It's kind of funny too, because she has a Taco Bell cup on her desk. Thank you so much for coming, she says. I was so happy when you called, Miss Carter. Please call me Lisa. How long have you all been in this space? Almost 2 years now. And if you're wondering, yes, we do get the occasional prankster who pulls up to the window and asks and tells me they want a chalupa. We laugh. The doorbell rings up front. That's probably my husband, Mama says. He was on his way. Miss Ofra leaves, and soon Daddy's voice echoes through the office as he follows her back. He grabs a third chair from another cubicle and sets in halfway in Miss Ofra's office and halfway in the hall. That's how small her cubicle is. Sorry I'm late. Had to get Devontae suited with Mr. Lewis. Mr. Lewis, I asked. Yeah, since I'm here, I asked him to let Devontae help around the shop. Mr. Lewis needs someone to look out for his dumb behind, snitching on live TV. You're talking about the gentleman who did the interview about the King Lords? Miss Ofra asked. Yeah, him, says Daddy. He owns the barber shop next to mine. Oh, wow. The interview definitely has people talking. Last I checked, it almost had 1 million views online. I knew it. Mr. Lewis has become a meme. It takes a lot of guts to be as front as he is. I meant what I said at Khalil's funeral, Star. It was very brave of you to talk to the police. I don't feel brave. With Malcolm X watching me on her wall, I can't lie. I'm not running my mouth on TV like Mr. Lewis. And that's okay, Miss Ofra says. It seemed like Mr. Lewis impulsively spoke out in anger and frustration. In a case like Khalil's, I would much rather that you spoke out in a more deliberate and planned way. She looks at Mama. You said the DA called yesterday? Yes, they would like to meet with Star tomorrow. Makes sense. The case was turned over to their office and they're preparing to take it to a grand jury. What does that mean, I ask. A jury will decide if charges should be brought against Officer Cruz, and Star will have to testify to the grand jury, Daddy says. Miss Alfred nods. It's a bit different than a normal trial. There won't be a judge or a defense attorney present, and the DA will ask Star's questions. But what if I can't answer them all? What do you mean, Miss Ofer says. The gun in the car stuff. On the news they said there may have been a gun in the car. Like, that changes everything. I honestly don't know if there was. Miss Ofer opens up a folder on her desk, takes a piece of paper and pushes it towards me. It's a photograph of Khalil's black hairbrush, the one he used in the car. That's the so-called gun. Miss Ofra explains Officer Cruz claims he saw it in the car door and he assumed Khalil was reaching for it. The handle was thick enough, black enough, for him to assume it was a gun. And Khalil was black enough, Daddy adds, a hairbrush. Khalil died over a fucking hairbrush. Miss Ofra slips the photo back in her folder. It'll be interesting to see how his father addresses it in his interview tonight. Hold up, interview, I asked. Mama shifts a little in her chair. The officer's father has a televised interview that's airing tonight. I glanced from her to Daddy, and no one told me about it? 'Cause it ain't worth talking about, baby. Daddy says. I look at Miss Ofra. So his dad can give his son's side to the whole world and I can't give mine and Khalil's? He's going to have everyone thinking 115 is the victim. Not necessarily, Miss Ofra says. Sometimes these things kind of backlash. And at the end of the day, the court of public opinion has no say in this. The grand jury does. If they see enough evidence, which they should, Officer Cruz will be charged and tried. If, I repeat. A wave of awkward silence rolled in. 115's father is his voice, but I'm Khalil's. The only way people will know the side of the story is if I speak out. I look at the drive-through window at the car wash next door. Water cascades from a hose, making rainbow against the sunlight like it did 6 years ago, right before bullets took Natasha. I turned to Miss Ofra. When I was 10, I saw my other best friend get murdered in a drive-by. Funny how murder comes out so easily now. Oh, Miss Ofra sinks back. I'm so sorry, Star. I stared at my fingers and fumbled with them. Tears well in my eyes. I tried to re-get it, but I remember everything. Those shots, the look on Natasha's face, they never caught the person who did it. I guess it didn't matter enough. But it did matter. She mattered. I look at Miss Ofra, but I can barely see her from all the tears. All I want everyone to know that Khalil matters too. Miss Ofra blinks a lot. Absolutely. She clears her throat. I would like to represent you, Star. Pro bono, in fact. Mama nods and she's teary-eyed too. I'll do whatever I can to make sure you heard Star, because just like Khalil and Natasha matter, you matter and your voice matters. I can start by trying to get you a televised interview. She looks at my parents, if you're okay with that. As long as they don't reveal her identity, yeah, Daddy says. That shouldn't be a problem, she says. We'll absolutely make sure her privacy is protected. A quiet buzzing comes from Daddy's way. He takes out his phone and answers. The person on the other side shouts something, but I can't make it out. Hey, calm down, Vontae. Let's say that again. The response makes Daddy stand up. I'm coming. You call 911. What's wrong, Mama says. He motions us to follow him. Stay with him. We on the way.